And we're back, everybody.
Hey, and I remember watching this years ago on TV and found out about this. It's like opening up a re- repressed memory, a forgotten memory from my childhood.
I found this on the internet like a long time ago. We are reviewing Twice Upon a Time. Yes, that's the name of the movie. It is a 1983 animated film directed by John Cotti and John Charles Swenson. Excuse me. Cotti was both a film director and animator. He won an Oscar for the documentary Who Are the DeBolts, a documentary that followed the American couple who adopted 14 children. Was produced by his production company Cordy Films alongside Lucasfilms.
And Swenson was an American animator, writer, storyboard artist, sound designer, producer, and director. He worked on The Point, The Mouse and the Child, which is another one on our to watch list, as well as various other animated films. The animation was mainly a stop motion using paper cutouts. Imagine those old animated skits from Monty Python. And Cody described the technique as lumage. And also, nearly all of the dialogue was improvised by the actors, hence why they mainly hired comedians to play the characters.
Also, I realized that Cochi's style looked familiar. He also worked on Sesame
Oh,
Street.
yeah.
Like little shorts and stuff. So Lorenzo Music plays Ralph, the all-purpose animal. Music was a writer and actor who co-created the Bob Newhart show, but he gained widespread exposure as the voice of Garfield. He also voiced Peter Venkman in the Ghostbusters cartoon. Julia Payne voiced Flora Fauna. She made her career in comedy and voice acting for nearly 4 decades. Most people would know her as the voice of Liz the Vet in the Garfield TV specials and shows.
Marcel Efron voices the main villain, Cinemas Spots. Efron was an actor who performed on various listener-sponsored stations in New York and LA. And he would later host a satirical variety show, The Great American Dream Machine. And also, since it was improvised, Efron would throw up a storm as the main villain, which led to an alternate cut of film, much to the disapproval of co-director Cody. And Hamilton Camp voices Greensleeves. Camp was a British actor and singer who immigrated to America with his family at a young age during World War II. He made his debut as a folk singer and would become known as a musician and songwriter for the song Pride of Man. And he would also voice Gizmo Duck in the original DuckTales.
Okay, Paul Frees voices the narrator as well as several additional characters. Frees was a comedian and actor on screen and in vaudeville who could do a wide range of impersonations, but he really made a name for himself in voice acting for MGM, Hanna-Barbera, and J-Word Productions. You might know him as the ghost host in the Disney Haunted Mansion ride. Judith Lane voices the fairy godmother, or the FGM. Kay was a comedic actor and writer with a long career in television.
And the film received a limited release. It's on August 5th, 1983, where it went on to be a box office bomb, grossing $5,000 against a $3 million budget. Film's failure, along with the failure of another film proposed by Cody, The Right Stuff, led to his production company shutting down. But years later, it got exposure on HBO, but mainly the uncut version with camp swearing. And after facing a lot of pressure from Cody, the network would later air the more family-friendly version instead, with all the swearing removed.
So there's 2 versions of this film.
Yep.
It's called Status. Led to the film being shared on various online platforms and bootleg releases. It would also be able to see a wider audience thanks to airings on Disney Channel and Cartoon Network. In 2013, Warner Archives released both cuts of the film on the special edition DVD with comedy by Kochi and selected crew members. Alright, so, now that I know that the Like, dialogue was improvised. I kind of think that explains a lot.
Uh,
I'm not trying to be mean, but like the movie feels a little disjointed.
and okay, so there lies an eternally busy city named Din, which is supposed to be the real world, but in black and white, where the humans referred to as rushers constantly go about business as usual in a fast-paced environment, and the only time they get any rest is when they sleep at night. And our world lies between two different worlds that are responsible for creating dreams. One is the bright and cheerful Frivoli, where Greensleeves and his figment of imaginations bring sweet dreams to other people. But in the
Wait, no. They don't live in Frivoli. I think they live in Din. Because remember, Greensleeves has to send an SOS to Frivoli.
oh right, and then there's the other world, Muckworks, led by let's see, what's his name? Let's see, I just said it too.
Synonymous Botch.
Synonymous Botch.
We'll just call him Botch.
Yeah, he constructs nightmares into bombs with his writer, who's an enslaved jester who wants to do more than just write nightmares. And his forces drop bombs onto the rushers, which enable nightmares. But he's not content with just bringing nightmares to them when they sleep. He begins kidnapping the Figments as well as Greensleeves as part of his sinister plan to make rushers experience nightmares 24/7.
Yeah, see, the Figmen are these little figs. I think it's supposed to be like figments of your imagination. They're the ones who give the rushers the good dreams. Well, one night the vultures come and start picking up the Figment, and they get Greensleeves just as he manages to send a SOS to Frivoli. And his niece, Florafana, is up there. So she takes the letter and she gives it to I guess it's the guy in charge? I don't know.
Apparently.
And this was dumb because he throws the letter away and he says, "I really need to learn how to read." And I'm like, okay. So you're in charge, but you don't know how to read.
And he also had to.
Right.
And he also said he had to learn to tie his shoes and button his fly as well.
Yeah. And this is when we're introduced to our heroes: Ralph, the all-purpose animal, and Mumford, aka Mum. He's a silent character. I think he was based off Charlie Chaplin. He kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't talk at all.
And after a screw up at the sorry.
Where were they?
They were at some factory, but after a screw up, they were put on trial for being incompetent.
In the garbagerie.
Yeah.
They get sent to the garbagerie to work. And so Ralph is a shapeshifter, but for some reason it's really hard for him to shapeshift. He can't like shapeshift fully, or if he does, it takes him a while. And so they go to the garbagerie. Florafana went down there to find the letter, and she gets transported to like this huge container of garbage. I did think this scene was kind of funny. There's this like machine talking, telling them what to do. It's like, "Welcome to the garbagerie," and Mum like starts fighting it, and he destroys it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But even if it's destroyed, it goes, "Welcome to the garbagerie."
And back with Bots, he has this robotic gorilla-like TV henchman who Ivor, who who shows him everything that's going on in the world, as well as clips from public domain stuff. That's his only way of...
That's how he talks.
It's his only method of communication. And when he sees that they heard about Greensleeve being kidnapped and how Ralph and Mum want to be seen as heroes, he comes up with a plan to manipulate them.
Yeah, how he hears them, I'm not exactly sure. It's not explained how Ivor works, but yeah, and also I'm just gonna say this. A lot of the characters in this are kind of dumb.
Oh, yeah,
What? It's true.
true. I mean,
I would feel like if they know how the nightmares are made, why would they trust Botch? They just assume that he's telling the truth about Greensleeves. Because his plan is to there's a special clock in the land of
the
Din
cosmic clock.
called the Cosmic. Yeah, it's like the clock of all clocks. It controls time. It can freeze it. It can make it go fast. It can make it go slow. So they need to get the spring from the clock for his evil plan. And he lies to them saying that it'll help free Greensleeves somehow. And they just take him at his word. They don't question it. So they are sent to Din while Flora stays behind to be an actress.
Yeah, by actress, he plays the role of damsel in distress in all the nightmare recordings.
So,
yeah, and
let's see.
back in the real world, Mom and Ralph have difficulty navigating until they find the clock. But as they get the spring, they accidentally freeze all time. Let's see. That's where they're also encountered by the vultures, and I can understand why Coatley kind of wanted the shroud to be cut out, because it is strong compared to the tone of the rest of the film. Yeah, and the vultures managed to snatch the coil, and that's where Ralph and Mum find the fairy godmother. Not their fairy godmother, but everyone's fairy godmother, or FGM as she prefers to be called.
Yeah.
And she basically rips him apart verbally about how they've been tricked by Botch into being pawns to help him in his scheme. And that they really want to be heroes, they gotta fix their mess, so she gives them 3 magic dimes used to call her in case they need her help. And that...
She also recruits someone else because they're like, oh, they're gonna need help, and so I guess she puts an ad out or something for a hero, and this is when we're introduced to Rod Rescueman, who is
he's super powerful but incredibly dumb.
Yeah, super dumb. He does, like, she gives him a test. She pretends she's like, she puts her dust on fire, and Rod sucks up the fire, and then he accidentally releases it
and burns her. And when he introduces himself, he shows her his resume, which is completely blank but notarized.
Yeah, but she hires him anyways. I guess she thinks he's gonna help. But when he finds out that Fauna is involved in this, he's more interested in rescuing her. So he abandons Ralph and Mumford. So Ralph and Mumford, they're trying to find the spring. They go to an office, and there's nightmare bombs scattered just everywhere. Mum accidentally detonates one of the bombs, and I guess it affects the office supplies.
The office, the area around them. And back in Bagworks, I think it was called. No, wait. It
Merkworks,
was
yeah.
Merkworks, yeah.
Merkworks, that's
yeah,
it.
Flores continue to be the damsel in distress, but Ron thinks it's an actual. She's actually in danger and destroys the gorilla animatronic.
It's I think it was supposed to be inspired by King Kong. She's screaming, and the gorilla's trying to get her. He comes in, and she's okay. So Flora doesn't do much, but when Rod's trying to get a kiss from her, she's absolutely not. She rejects him flat out, and she's get away from me. And because he takes her back to his apartment,
which is just
and
happens to be. And what's funny is that all of his furniture is also workout equipment.
Yeah. She points that out. It's that's weird. And she tries to escape, but his apartment's like in the air,
And she
she
starts
starts
falling.
falling. Now, meanwhile, Mum and Ralph were rescued by the fairy godmother, and she just sort of tells them, like, you guys are fired, give up. And I don't know if she did this to be mean or she did this to get them to take it seriously, because it gives them, I guess, the resolve to do the right thing. It feels a little weird, to be honest. Like, I'll get into it later, but like Ralph and Mum, they don't have a lot of personality.
And they reach Botch's castle, but they're attacked by this big animatronic serpent. But Flora just falls right on it and destroys it. Mainly because Ron didn't rescue her in time, because he was busy washing and ironing his cape before he decides to rescue her.
Yeah, so... Also, before that... So they storm in, during, like, sometime before this, Botch's, Nightmare screenwriter, was working on the Great Amerkian novel. And
it was over 3,000 pages. Like, it's a tall stack of papers. And
yeah, this actually made me upset because Scuzz Bumper comes to show him and he's like, hey, look at what I did. And Botch doesn't even look at it. He just takes the pages and throws them out the window. And I was like, oh, fuck you, dude. I mean, I knew he was evil, but, like, it's just... Botch is really an asshole. Like, there's nothing redeeming about him.
He is the villain after all.
Yeah, like, but also this is the one, I think I watched, I think, the, unedited version.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cussing.
There's a lot. All of it coming from Botch. And because he
Yeah, and, like, even at the beginning, he's insulting the vultures for no reason. I'm like, they're already your henchmen. It's like, if you keep this up, they're not... I mean, it comes back to back in the butt later. There's, also, what is that? There's something called a ratatouille? What was it?
Huh?
It was that this weird, like, pet he had.
Oh, yeah, it was like
It's the only thing he seems to love.
It was like a real mix between a rat and an armadillo.
Yeah, he sends... So... Okay, so what happens is it's Rod, Flora, Ralph, Mum, and now Scuzz Bopper, who almost kills himself. They find him trying to hang himself, but they save him. And he helps them. So, Botch also told his head vulture Rooty to fly back to Din with the spring, so when the rushers start moving, the nightmare bombs will go off. So when they entered the office, Scuzz Bopper tricks his pet rat, Botch's pet rat, into chasing a bowling ball out the window. I have no idea why that works. It makes no sense. The rat, like, is in love with the bowling ball or something. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and Igor tries to stop them, it's got Flora and she starts ripping wires out, making it malfunction, and it starts playing the ending to Looney Tunes. That's all, folks. And it does explodes.
Yeah, see, they managed to find where Greensleeves was, but Ivor found them. Rod was absolutely no help. Flora's the one who defeated him. It's like, he talks so much. It's like, dude, shut up. Just be quiet. But, Ralph, manages to get control of his shape-shifting, because they're in a hallway where, they have to get to Botch to his control room where he has the big red one, the master bomb button. So Ralph finally has mastered his shape-shifting power somehow, and he manages to evade all the booby traps while Mum is not really much help. But now I did think this was pretty clever, and I actually kind of thought the end scene was kind of cool. He turns himself into a fly and tricks Botch into setting off the bombs early so they don't affect the rushers. The rushers are still frozen at this point. Rooty hadn't gotten the spring to the clock. But by wasting the nightmares, it doesn't affect the rushers, so his entire plan just has gone down the drain.
Mm-hmm. And
And then,
yeah, he does get away though on his with his vultures. And
but it's sort of implied that they're gonna eat him.
yeah,
Because see, what happens is Mum pretends to look like a nightmare bomb that's ready to blow, and so Botch, afraid of even being affected by his own nightmares, he jumps out the window, and the vultures save him, quote unquote. But it's from what he's saying, it sounds like the vultures are going to just eat him, because Botch has been such an asshole to them. So yeah, and, like, this was smart because what Mumford did is he stretched his hat over himself and used a cigar to like make it look like smoke. So yeah, so the day is saved. So Scuzzpepper, Flora, and Rod will be in charge of the Merc Works, which I guess that's kind of like assumed. Greensleeve goes back to, Din with his figment.
to spread more sweet
the
dreams.
fairy.
And the fairy congratulates his Ralph and Mum. But they do have one dime left, and she says, "Trust me, you're gonna need that one."
I guess they were maybe hoping for a
I don't
sequel.
know.
I have no idea. And then the spring returns to the cosmic clock. Time flows back, and we end with a song. Yes, there were songs in this, but we didn't really mention them because they're just sort
Generic
of
80s songs.
Yeah, they're just kind of there. I don't know if they wanted this to be a musical or not. It just felt the songs were not. They didn't really fit the movie, if that makes any sense. Does it?
It was very
It
80s.
just. Yes, very 80s. Extremely 80s. So, I want to say something
Go ahead.
nice. I want to lead with a compliment. I think this film was very unique. I thought it looked really cool. There's a lot of really cool character designs. The nightmare scene I thought was really well done. It was very creepy and atmospheric. I think this is one of those films where you're really watching it for the technical and artistic aspects.
I do like the humor though.
Because you do?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I like improv humor. Like a lot of the jokes even got a chuckle out of me.
I don't think like necessarily the plot was bad. I just felt there was a lot going on. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and like there wasn't much to the characters too.
Yeah. Like, and there could have been. I kind of feel like the fairy godmother and Rod didn't really need to be in here. I really wish Ralph and Mums was like,
The
a
main
little more
focus.
well defined. Yeah, because it's their story, but we don't focus on them that much. I did think Botch was like a very entertaining villain.
Definitely.
Because he's just such a dick. And I know like the guy who directed it didn't like the cussing, but I think it sort of added to the character, and I think he's supposed to be like such a completely different character from Greensleeves that I think it kind of works. I think this movie was a little busy. If they had just focused on Ralph and Mum, I think this could have been a great movie. But I am like gonna recommend this if you're like an artist and you like stop motion, cutout animation, stuff like that. I would highly recommend it because this is not like one of the worst things we have reviewed. There's a lot like there's good stuff here. There's artistic merit. This isn't like like The Seventh Brother where we are so bored and we have nothing to talk about.
No, it's actually entertaining even if it wasn't a
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah, it's flawed, but it's not god awful. I would recommend this to people who like art or they want to maybe just find something unique to watch. If you like cult films, I think you can possibly maybe buy the DVD used, but if not, we went to an Internet Archive and watched this. Thank you, Internet Archive. Yeah, like again, I just sort of feel like if this had focused more on Ralph and Mum, this would have been better. So like I would give it I think a 3.5.
Yeah,
as a rating.
3.5 sounds good. Like it's flawed but fun.
Yeah. And again, like the thing is like I said, one of the reasons I made sure we had sort of like a balance of like good things and like bad things is so we didn't get too what's the word? I guess worn out. Like after reviewing The Seventh Brother and Willie the Sparrow, both films that were just really boring and uninteresting. This and Nemo was a breath of fresh air.
Definitely.
All right. Now, oh, Jad, you added this one. Do you want to go first?
Okay, let's see. Phoenix coming to Marvel Rivals July 11th. And yeah, it's kicking off season 3. And Phoenix is going to be the first character added for that season. And from looks of it, she's basically a Glass House offense character. And it seems like, of course, her powers going to focus on fire and flight. And it seems like she has some kind of debuff on enemies to make them deal damage to multiple opponents at once. And
if you are not aware of Marvel lore, Phoenix is Jean Grey, but this is like Jean Grey after suffering, like, I think, an injury that makes her... she creates, like, an alter ego.
Yeah. Like, I heard she has a split personality.
The character is more of a villain than a hero.
And yeah, they'll reveal more details about her eventually. Yeah, along with the full moveset breakdown. Okay.
Cool.
Hey, you got this next one.
Yes, because our friend John really didn't like, I think it's the second Last of Us game.
Yeah.
If you've listened to the podcast we did with him, where we went over all of this, the media we consumed, he went on a rant about this. Well, he also doesn't like Neil Druckmann, the guy who made the show. The game. He got some happy news. The Last of Us creator, Neil Druckmann, is leaving the HBO show before season 3.
Yeah.
So he says he's stepping down before there's any meaningful work on season 3. So I think he's also doing this to focus on the Heretic Prophet, the new game that they showed some footage for last year at the Video Game Awards.
And as a result, Craig Mason will be the full-time showrunner for the show, as he's continuing to write and direct it.
Yeah, I know for some people this is like really... Some people find this good, some people don't. But like from what I heard of Neil Druckmann, I don't really like the guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't let the whole door hit you on the way out. Bye.
Okay, now let's see here. And I heard about this one. Disney Plus hybrid series Oswald the Lucky Rabbit gets cast, and John.
Yep.
So not too long ago, Jon Favreau pitched to Disney Plus and live-action animated hybrid series starring on the Disney's very first star, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. For those of you unfamiliar, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was a character Walt Disney created back in 1971. Before Mickey was back during the silent era. And his first success, but Disney, little did he realize that the rights to the character was actually owned by the distributor, who not only signed up most of his animators to work for the distributor, but also said, Walt, you either make the show faster or cheaper, or say goodbye, or you're fired. And Walt chose the latter. But he learned a very important lesson that day. He had to own anything he created, which led to the success of Mickey Mouse.
And they later, I think didn't they sell Oswald and then get him back?
Yeah, they traded the contract from the ESPN sports commentators to Universal for the rights to Oswald.
So, like, as we said, Jon Favreau, who's, like, been making Disney gold, like, he was a good director, but I think it's, like, after The Mandalorian and that live-action Jungle Book, which is one of the few Disney live-action movies I will rewatch. He's just been sort of like, when he asks for something, I think they're just going to give it to him because, like The Mandalorian turned into a massive hit, and I don't think they had any, idea that it was going to. So yeah, this is gonna be a series, and we have Rabbi Cabot Conyers from Skeleton Crew and Encanto as Jake, a hardworking middle schooler. Michelle Harris from Raven's Home, Mixedis as Jen, an artistic middle schooler who's always ahead of the game. Writer Ellen from The Penguin and Palmer as Taylor, another middle schooler who is cautious but avoids turning down his friends. And Amy Sedaris, who has worked with Favreau before. She's Peli Motto from The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. She also has a lot of voice acting credits. I think a lot of people know her as Princess Caroline from BoJack Horseman, which is, I think, one of her best roles. She will be playing Taylor's mother. There's not a lot of details. We just know that it's gonna, feature Oswald, and I think this is like his first
major
project where it's just
after Epic Mickey, he just got relegated into cameos.
Yeah, but it is nice that they decided to do something with
definitely.
him. That it's also just gonna be him, and not I don't know if Mickey's gonna show up, but it is kind of cool that they're taking this really old character and giving him new life.
Definitely. And let's see, is this you or me?
That one's you in the indie animated movie.
Okay. Iyanu Studio Lionfoot Inc.'s first look deal of kids and young adult content with Owa. Where? Owa. And
I have no idea. You skipped
one,
but it's okay.
Crap.
I'll read it when you're done.
It's okay. Hey, and let's see. Oh crap! Right, I accidentally closed out. And let's see here. Award-winning studio Lionfoot Entertainment has entered a first look deal with kids television veteran Ed Bonnier and his new production company Aware to identify and develop global kids and family young adult content. London-based Aware launched in 2024, develops TV and content, blah, blah, blah. Under the terms of first look deal, Lionfoot and Aware will partner on a slate of select projects to develop and finance. Hence, Bonnier is an award-winning and an experienced content leader and storyteller who has successfully developed content for major broadcasters. And Lionfoot's latest series, Iyanu, has become a breakout cross-platform success on Max and Cartoon Network. Oh, that's him! Oh man, it's...
Yeah, I need to watch that. I didn't realize it was out yet now.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to be working with George R.R. Martin, the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, to adapt a novella called A Dozen Tough Jobs into an adult animated film, which is really interesting. So yeah, it looks like they're on their way, which is, really hopeful, just because, animation studios have been having some issues getting footing in these recent years, but that's good news. Now, I saw this and I'm like, oh, this is probably something we're going to review. So I just decided to add it to the document. Surreal indie animated feature Boys Go to Jupiter gets official theatrical trailer. So this is from Cartoona and Irony Point. It is a theatrical trailer for Julian Glander's animated coming of age story, Boys Go to Jupiter. This will open August 8th in New York at the IFC Center and August 15th in Los Angeles, with a limited theatrical expansion to follow. It stars Jack Corbett from Planet Money as Billy 5000, a teenager in suburban Florida, desperately trying to make 5,000 when his winter break is turned upside down by the arrival of a bizarre creature from another world. I saw a trailer for this and it looks really fun. It's very colorful and very surreal. It has a big cast. We have Jan Garofalo from Reality Bites, Elsie Fisher from 8th Grade, Tavi Gunnison from Gossip Girl, Grace Cullen-Schmidt from The Daily Show, Joe Pereira from Joe Pereira Talks With You, Julie Torres from Problemista, Shara Sherman from Saturday Night Live, Tony winner Cole Escola from Old Mary, Ava Victor from Sorry Baby, River L. Ramirez from Los Spookies, Max Witter from High Maintenance, J.R. Phillip from Summer Camp Island, Chris Fleming from Hell, and comedy writer Demi Adejube. I hope I said that right. I looked at the style and I really like it. It's very soft and smooth. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the outside kind of reminds me a bit of Donut Country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does remind me of that, too.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out on this. Definitely. Okay, and let's see. And, this one I hadn't heard about. New adult animated series for Hulu, standing by to premiere this August.
Yep. It looks like it's going to be a black comedy, I think.
Let's see. Created by Dan Levy of Schitt's Creek and Ali Pankil from Feel Good and The Great. Standing by is about the hilarity, embarrassment, and melodrama of everyday life as observed by a team of judgmental, gossip-starred guardian angels. The show was picked up back in 2022, and it stars as voice cast by Levy, including David Tennant,
oh my gosh.
Natalie Palamides, and three-time Golden Globe winner Glenn Close, Pippi Liu, and Samir Riley.
Oh, wow. This is a really star-studded
And it's being produced by 20th Century Animation with Daniel Ulrich of Solar Opposites serving as the showrunner.
Oh. Our friend Danny loves that show. No, Luffy. It's Luffy who loves that.
It's Luffy.
Yeah. Wow. This actually sounds like a lot of fun. And Dan Levy is really funny, so I have high hopes for this.
Yes.
Alrighty, so next. Jurassic World Rebirth. Hang on, let me exit out of some of this other stuff. Roars to the top of the box office. The film grossed $147 million domestically over 5 days of the 4th of July weekend.
And
I didn't even realize this came out.
Yeah, I thought people would have gotten fatigued by Jurassic World at this point, but no, it's still going.
I mean,
what the hell?
Yeah, I'm really over Jurassic Park. Plus, I don't like Scarlett Johansson, so I'm gonna probably skip this.
Yeah, I heard the sequels are bad.
Yeah, the film knocked. Yeah. So this knocked the F1 movie to number 2.
And How to Train Your Dragon to number 3.
Yeah. So probably this is gonna get pushed out by Superman that's coming out this weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah, because there's actually a lot coming out this
holy
month.
crap.
Yeah, we have a lot of movies coming out. I'm gonna try to see Superman this weekend, but yeah. So Superman and like the Fantastic Four will probably knock this out, but yeah. I just I'm not really interested. I do love dinosaurs, but I just don't think anything can really top the original Jurassic Park. So I'm good.
And this I hadn't heard about. 20th anniversary film for Sergeant Frog anime is premiere next summer. Bandai Namco.
Alright, so I will explain what Sergeant Frog is because you're not an anime fan. Well, Sergeant Frog is about a bunch of aliens that sort of look like frogs, and of course the titular Sergeant Frog. So his name is Sergeant Keroro, and he and his planet are supposed to invade and conquer Earth, but he ends up getting stuck with a human family where he's forced to do like chores and errands, and he also becomes like obsessed with Gundam. Like he sort of ends up like becoming comfortable on Earth. There are 4 other members of the platoon. There's Private Second Class Tama, who looks really adorable, but they're super violent. There's Corporal Giro, who's like really, he seems like he's really tough and everything, but he's actually really nice. The mischievous and very smart Sergeant Major Kururu, and Lance Corporal Duro, who is very disciplined but also traumatized.
So yeah, this looks like a fun anime. I should check it out sometime.
It is. It's funny. The character design is really fun and it's really funny. Like I said, like Kuroro gets stuck with a human family. Like each of the frogs end up finding a human who is related somehow to the family Kuroro is a part of. And the frogs usually sort of like imitate like their owners in a way, like their earthly owners. It's really funny. I highly recommend it. All right, so for another piece of anime news, so Mamoru Hosoda is sort of considered to be like, I guess like the possible, I guess successor to like Hayao Miyazaki in a way. All of his animated films have done extremely well. This is the guy who directed The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, as well as Belle and Mirai. He originally worked on the Digimon movie, but he later got to make his own films, and slowly he's been showing people what he can do. His first film was The Girl Who Leapt Through Time in 2006. His most recent work was from 2021. His next movie is a movie called Scarlet. I'm not exactly sure what it's about. We only have like a poster. However, the movie has gotten its Japanese leads. Scarlet, the main character, is played by Mana Ashida, while the character of Hirji will be played by Masakai Otaka. Again, there's really no what's it called, plot right now.
They're not giving out plot details yet.
No, I think it's because it's coming out like in December, but I'm fine with that because I know it's gonna be good. Mamoru Hosoda has not let me down yet, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, and some good news. Tiny Chef saved as creators reveal next steps for a viral animated show.
Yep. It did it, guys. So his social medias have been saved. Now, we don't know if he's getting renewed at Nickelodeon, but it seems that all the support from people has helped immensely. So that, because like people went and watched the videos, watched his shorts, commented, subscribed, donated. So this helps them continue to make contact with Tiny Chef on their social media, and so they can now focus on trying to find someone up to pick up their show. In the
Leslie A24 seems interested.
Oh, really? Okay.
And
I'm just happy because the people who make Tiny Chef, it's obvious they love what they're doing, and Tiny Chef is just such a fun, adorable little character. It's hard to dislike him. So I'm very happy that we all did a good job and helped save Tiny Chef.
And I still gotta see this movie.
You do.
Oh, it's me? Okay. BTS record the throne by K-pop Demon Hunters fictional Sasha Boys. Sasha.
Yep, Sasha Boys. So, if you guys have been living under a rock, the animated film from
Sony.
Sony, that is on Netflix, has blown up. It's become extremely popular. And see, it's about, K-pop, so they made a bunch of music, and the Sasha Boys, who were the villains in the movie, the rival boy band, well, they've done really well. They have 3 songs in the movie. There's Soda Pop and Your Idol. I can't remember the name of the other song. Well, there's, I think, the song Your Idol has been going up the chart. They managed to dethrone BTS, who's considered like the staple of like K-pop boy groups. I don't really listen to a lot of K-pop boy groups. I really only listen to BTS. Like, if I listen to K-pop, I usually listen to the girls. But BTS has sort of been on track. Like, they've had international hits. So Yeah, I think a lot of people were just shocked that I guess a fictional boy band managed to dethrone a real one, but this has happened before. Like fictional bands have dethroned real bands. So yeah, right now, according to the articles, it stands at number 8 on the Billboard charts, and it is only expected to rise. A lot of fans of BTS are not thrilled. Well, they're just gonna have to get over it. So yeah, and there's also rumors that we might possibly get a sequel if the film continues to do very well. So fingers crossed.
Okay, now it's time to close out with recommendations. You want to go first?
Sure. So, first off, I finally started watching Delicious in Dungeon again, and I've been watching it with my fiance. It's so good. It takes place in like a Dungeon and Dragons inspired fantasy world. A team made of Meryl, Lawis, and Chilchuk. Marcel, Lawis, and Chilchuk, they get sent out of the dungeon they were in because they faced a red dragon, and Leos' sister, who's a mage, forces them out of the dungeon so they do not get eaten. However, they have lost their supplies. They can't afford food. So Leos says, we'll eat in the dungeon. We can eat monsters. And Marcel hates this idea. Like, for some reason, she's just like, I don't want to eat monsters. But, like, Leos is like, well, we can't really afford to go get food. And if we waste any time, we won't be able to save my sister. And they meet a dwarf named Senshi, who knows how to cook monsters. Because I explained it like this anime is like this old man finds some dumbass kids who don't know how to feed themselves, so he adopts them. Because Senshi is much older, and he just is like, he meets them, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to teach you how to cook monster. And they make this food look so freaking good, guys. I really wish I could, like, eat the food that they're making. It's funny. The monster designs are fantastic. The world building is really, really good. I love the character interactions. I cannot wait to watch the rest. And then, as I mentioned, I finally watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and I freaking loved it. It was really good. First of all, Sony Animation, they are so, like, good at having their animation be really fluid and flow really well. It's like just everything looks so good. And the character designs are fantastic. The 3 girls of Huntrix are Rumi, Zoe, and Mira. They are so funny. I love their characters, but like what I really like is that the female characters are allowed to look ridiculous. Like they'll be really over the top, and I love that. But also, the idea is that for generations, demons have been sucking the souls out of humans for the ruler Gima, and in order to combat them, they made a trio of demon hunters who create a barrier called the Han Moon. However, they also use music. Like every single trio has always been a musician, because that helps strengthen the barrier of the Han Moon. In modern times, it's Zoe, Mira, and Rumi's turn to try and make the barrier, and they are extremely successful. Trio called Huntress, and everything's like going fine until this rival boy band shows up, and it turns out they're demons. So now they have to try to, protect the people while also fighting these demons, not just like in physical fights, but also in like the charts and everything. And guys, the music in this is really, really good. It is so good. It's funny. It's heartwarming. And I really want a sequel because I have so many questions. I think really like the only issue I had, I kind of feel like the character of Zoe and the other characters in the Saja Boys didn't get as much attention as Rumi and Jinu, who is the lead of Saja Boys. But it's still a great film. Like, I highly recommend it. It is so good, and I really want a sequel.
Okay, time for my recommendations. Let's see here. My first one is one I've been rewatching a lot, King of the Hill.
Yes.
So, for those of you who
so
are younger listeners, King of the Hill was a sitcom co-created by Mike Judge, who's best known as the creator and voice of Beavis and Butthead, and he co-created the show alongside writer Greg Daniels. And let's see, it focuses on a family, the Hills, in a small Texas town. You have Hank Hill, the no-nonsense and blue-collar father who specializes in selling propane and propane accessories. His wife is...
He's very proud of that
Yeah,
fact.
his outspoken and wife Peggy, who is who boasts about being the substitute teacher of the year. And Bobby Hill, or as Hank likes to say, that boy right. And it focuses on... It's a lot more grounded than most animated sitcoms. It focuses on basically slice of life. But it can be surprisingly hard for that time with the growth of the characters, especially when Hank is pushed outside of his comfort zone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the characters are actually allowed to grow and develop in this show, which is pretty rare for a sitcom. Mm-hmm. And Greg Daniels, he also went on to co-create other shows such as Parks and Recreations, and let's see what else. And I believe he also wrote... let's see, did he create Megastore, or was that someone else?
That's a good question. Let me check. Megastore.
Let's see. Crap, it's not coming up.
Oh, is it Superstore?
Superstore, that's what it's called. It was...
Justin Spencer.
no, it wasn't him, okay.
Created... Yeah, wasn't him.
But still, it's a great show, and I definitely recommend it. It's on Hulu and Disney+. And my second recommendation is a film I can't believe I took so long to watch until now, Jaws. I decided to watch it for 4th of July, and it was Steven Spielberg's big breakout film. And the one that helped him put his name on the map. Now, in this...
It just had, I think it's
50th
anniversary? 50th.
Yeah, 50th anniversary. In a small beachside town of Amity Island. And a police chief by the name of Martin Rooty wants to close the beaches after reports of a great white shark being spotted. But the island's greedy mayor insists that the beaches have to remain open for 4th of July. Even trying to downplay how severe the situation is, even when a child is killed and brutally mauled by the shark. Again, it's an amazing film, suspenseful thriller. Like, the cinematography from Jaws' point of view underneath the ocean still sent me shivers, especially with that iconic song theme by John Williams.
Dun,
Mm-hmm.
dun, dun. And it's like everybody knows that that scene. It's so simple but effective. And even though the film is old, it's one of those films that really holds up. There's a reason people have quoted it, have parodied it. It's that iconic, and it made a lot of people scared of sharks. Oddly, it didn't do that with me. I always like, ooh, cool, shark. Yeah, but Jaws has been like one of probably the most iconic like thriller movies. It has been referenced so many times, so I also recommend this. I probably would say I think it's my favorite Steven Spielberg film.
It's definitely one in the top 5.
Alright, so next we're journeying to the land of Japan. It is a animated movie called The Star of Cotton.
This one I haven't heard of.
Yeah, I think I found this when I was like searching for Wikipedia. I was trying to find something to add to the list. So we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.